Listen, you're driving down the road and you hit a cat and you kill it. You're going to cook it and you're going to eat it?
I love sushi.
We need other choices for people to be able to relax. You know, there needs to be something else. And I'm going to vote for Molly.
If I'm at a party and I see some eggs, I might grab one.
Yep.
F***ing delicious.
That's why the average American is fatter now, because like they weren't dealing with this 50 years ago.
I've had people come in like tears crying, like I've gotten off prescription medications.
Wow.
I can sleep better at night. I don't have high blood pressure, this, that, and the other. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. They come in to help.
We're live.
Yeah, you just bring the mic close, and whenever we start rolling, we start rolling. These are bassy mics, so be about a fist away when you are talking. Beautiful.
I told Sam,
take this
he
man.
taught me everything I know with that.
Can't take this
He's a
man
king.
anywhere. No.
You taught him about this?
No.
Yeah.
Is the fist length away.
Yeah.
Just like the way?
Yeah.
The circumference and everything. Just the general idea why it pops up in my head. Just because
That's a
it's
good
been,
circumference.
it's been done so many times
God,
before
man,
me.
this is the last way I wanted this one to start off.
There's a lot that goes on in the back of that store.
No way.
So we'll go over that.
Yeah, there's a big room. You guys have a big room in the back.
Yeah.
What kind of festivities happen in the back room at Southern Nutrition? Some fun stuff?
No. It's pretty simple stuff. Nothing fun.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, pretty
Come
simple.
on, let's be honest. You know, he's a man of many skills.
Many skills.
yeah.
Now,
Taxes,
right, exactly.
salesmanship, customer service, marketing himself, massages.
Yes.
Hey, you dabbled in it.
I dabbled in it.
yeah.
You remember I did the cupping and scraping
Yeah,
stuff?
the scraping.
Yeah.
What's
Hey.
the science behind the scraping stuff? Isn't that pretty good?
Yeah, Graston technique.
Yeah.
It, breaks apart fascia and a lot of like blood cells that could potentially just not be really active anymore. Brings new blood to the surface and it's really good for like recovery and even mobility.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing the acupuncture mats almost nightly, where it doesn't pierce the skin, but it draws all the blood to my back, and it gives me relief for the night. And then I wake up and I'm just like, oh, my back's bugging me a little bit again.
You sleep on your shoulders or your back.
I try to sleep on my back, man.
Yeah, same.
It's
Yeah.
the healthiest, but I noticed that.
I can't sleep any other way.
Yeah, I personally can't either anymore. But I got
Sleep
that.
on my side, my lat like cuts off circulation on my arm. I wake up and like, I don't know if y'all have had that. You get out of bed and you're like, dude, oh my God, I'm like dying. Am I having a heart attack or something? I can't even like raise my arm. Like, can't.
Just numb.
Definitely not the side for me.
Yeah, just numb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had a sleep paralysis demon?
No.
Have you seen that stuff?
I've never been
Like
stuck.
sleep paralysis where you wake up and you can't move.
But your mind's awake.
Too much pre-workout.
Yeah, I mean,
will
like
do that.
definitely like in a dream or something, but never like legit wake up, open my eyes and like can't move, but like definitely wake up, arms like done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's scary.
Oh boy.
I'm like, dude, that wakes up my night's screwed. I'm like, oh God, like, dude, what's going on with me? Did the pre-workout finally like cut that last nerve out, or I'm just gonna have to never take it again, or what?
Mm-hmm. So for Southern Nutrition, I know you own the Claremont store and Frontline supplements as well, and you are about to own a Bradenton store.
Brandon. Yes,
Brandon.
Exactly. So there's Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah.
Let's get that open. I'm ready.
There's Brandenton, and then there's Brandon, like just two different, but it's Brandon that's in the store's going to be.
Not to be confused with anything political. It's definitely, but we want to get that Brandon store open, you know.
Yeah. Let's go, Brandon. Like,
Yeah.
for real. Yeah.
We already got the banners and everything. 20 by 10 that we're going to hang above a red light. It's illegal, but we're gonna get some people in the doors for sure.
Your guys' marketing, I'll tell you something. When the Claremont store first opened up, 2019?
19.
Damn,
4 years.
It feels like you guys have been here forever. You kind of swept my entire social media. It's like, what the hell? The supplement store is all over socials.
Yeah.
And you guys do it organically and in-house.
Yeah.
Picking up couches, snorting pre-workout, doing funny stuff, running into protein.
Anything that will get people to stop scrolling. That's what I tell the guys. Just use your imagination. Like, if you think it's funny, post it. Like, with some certain guidelines, of course.
Yeah.
That can be
Tasteful
that can be
stuff.
crossed sometimes, especially with us. And we'll post some things that's like, but they comment and they like. And at the end of the day, social media is entertainment. And
that's all it is.
That's all we got to try to do is entertain people, but not cross the boundaries, but get as close as possible doing so.
Yeah. The biggest thing about Southern that I personally have loved is the 3D fit body scan, because no other supplement shop really does that. At least the big
InBody
ones, GNC and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys have seen some crazy transformations. Is there any like insane transformations that you've seen at the
One
store?
every day.
Yeah, there's a new one every day, every other day. Like at least, never 2-3 weeks, but 3 months you can definitely transform.
I guess it just depends on the extent of the transformation. Like
Right.
150 pounds, that doesn't happen a lot. But, 25, 40 pounds are just the extent of where people notice and they're like, you look different. I'd call it a transformation.
Complete.
That happens quite frequently because we're going to tie into diet. We're going to get into the nitty gritty on what other supplement stores won't do and sit down and spend 30 minutes with somebody on, hey, this is how much protein you should eat. You should eat this protein specifically. You should stay away from these. Here's when you should cut this. Here's what you should do, blah, blah, blah. And, that makes a big difference for people because it just shows that we're trying to help. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. They come in to help and we're giving them every tool we possibly can for free, mainly, besides just purchasing the supplements.
It's almost like an Apple store because you walk in and it's an experience almost. And usually it is a one-on-one, and you guys walk people through way more than just what supplement are you in here for.
Right.
You guys ever go to Vitamin Shop and cheat on Southern? If there's a great deal, like
if I'm like out of town, that's probably where I would go just because, not to badmouth GNC, but you just go in there and it's just like, blah.
Yeah.
It's small, it's cramped, there's no music. At least if you go to, a Vitamin Shop, it's bigger, it's got more inventory, there's more selection. Employees are just like, hey, it's the opposite of us to where it's like they don't get behind the counter. It's like, hey, let us know if you need any help. We're going to do the opposite and get out in front of the table and, shake their hand, see how their day's going.
Yeah.
The personable stuff.
Rewinding a little bit, because a lot of times people will come in for one specific product and that's fine, but is that product really what they need? And you're going to need to ask a couple qualifying questions and kind of back up and, see if that's exactly what they need and tailor and customize it to, their specific goal and make sure that they walk out with something that they need. And alongside a diet plan and then an InBody, which I think you said a 3D scanner, which is at the local gyms. We do the InBody. It's
InBody scan, right?
I'm not going to say it's more accurate, but I'd say
the science behind it is, I'd say,
there's all
sorts of
it's
stuff
all
now.
questionable on how accurate they really are. But if you'll come in and weigh in on an empty stomach in the morning before your exercise and just keep those procedures the same, it's actually pretty consistent.
Yeah.
So if I weigh in, and my best weigh in was 7% body fat, right? And then I weigh in a couple weeks, empty stomach in the morning, you'll see a similar percentage. It's just about it being
There's a lot of
reproductive.
factors. There's a lot of factors that play into it. Food, water, time of the day. So, unless you're waking up every Sunday morning, empty stomach, after you shit, what I'm saying? After you flushed out and then coming away, and you're not going to get always 100% the most accurate results.
I've been doing that in your store since I was 19, and
you've seen a big, huge
it follows.
transformation.
If I'm feeling, like it follows what I believed I've done. So the science must be somewhat
accurate. Yeah, and you're never really like perfectly consistent, like coming in first thing in the morning on empty stomach, right? Sometimes you've had breakfast, sometimes you already worked out. That plays into it as well.
Yeah. 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago, I actually fought a black belt jiu-jitsu guy, and I have some really bad bruises. It's not too bad, but that's just from a hand grab. Like he grabbed me.
Yeah.
And he was probably only going 70%.
Oh yeah, if that.
Nice.
If that. And he's a smaller guy than me, and he hurt me bad. Like my hands from the mat are like tearing apart. My skin's falling off, dude.
That's physical. It's really physical.
If a jiu-jitsu guy came in and he said he wanted to get better at jiu-jitsu, where do you even start at a supplement store?
It happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens
There is a
pretty
jiu-jitsu
frequently.
guy that comes in all the time. It's not just one specific guy, but that is a customer. It's not all just weight loss coming to see us, or definitely not just a bunch of bodybuilders.
Yeah.
I don't think a bodybuilder even walks in once a week.
Yeah.
not our clientele, but jiu-jitsu, that's definitely popular. They're usually coming in, they're trying to drop their weight, usually meet like a weight class, but maintain skeletal muscle. So like maintain their strength and just lose like the water, just lose the fat, but stay as strong as possible. So they're always a customer that has an interest in coming into our store, doing an in-body, talking about diet, taking whatever.
Right.
And they're always pretty particular on, taking things that are natural, which is cool. So that fits right in line with us.
Mm-hmm.
And the, like sometimes like, cause more so they're not worried about strength, more so like explosiveness, right? I feel like that's more like the thing they look for to make their craft better. And so like, there are supplements to help with that, right? There are different things that we have there, to help in that aspect, like, just a creatine hydrochloride that could increase ATP
without
in the muscle.
water.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want to gain any weight. Like,
of course.
Hardly ever.
So there's different approaches. And a lot of times food, like as crazy as it sounds, like a good jiu-jitsu athlete, a lot of times still eats like shit.
Yeah.
They just train really hard. So like they're always in great shape.
They watch anime. They have a lot of back knee.
I always feel like they're pretty dedicated individuals. Like they come in and take things pretty seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So
a lot of times they just don't know what to eat though.
We need to concentrate more on.
Of course.
That's probably one of our weaknesses is we just focus so heavily on weight loss because that's mainly the customer that comes in. But that's an athlete that definitely has an interest in nutrition and supplements. And, and
their craft is hard to just do occasionally.
Yeah.
I'm kind of itching to talk about this topic. So Delta 8 came out, about a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Couldn't even tell you.
And so not even at smoke shops, but now at supplement stores all over the globe are selling Delta 8 THC.
7-Eleven.
Literally.
It's like everywhere.
What's the clientele coming into a supplement shop for Delta 8?
Oh, night and day.
Right.
Well, from left to right.
I'll tell you, we were lucky to ride that train before most stores, putting signs out. You probably passed by the store and saw some banners, didn't you, Brant? I mean, we had
free THC or something. Not free.
Banners everywhere.
No card needed.
The plug.
No card needed.
Coming in like crazy at first, and then of course I get some banners out, and other stores start popping up, CBD stores and Delta or hemp stores, things like that, and that starts to obviously take away some of the customers because it's not really what we specialize in. It's a small selection of our store and just a large glass shelf. But man, it was game changing. It was great throughout COVID to have some extra income from not just the supplements, and that and with masks. Mask was
a big one.
Helped us probably survive throughout COVID. That was 10 times the Delta 8 sales. But
it's crazy how different. It's crazy how different the clients are. That come in and buy Delta. You know what I'm saying? Like
very few do like you look through their customer history and see like Delta 8 protein, pre-workout, creatine. It's just like Delta. But it's not none.
No, for sure.
Just one the other day I was looking at, I saw it was like Delta, like protein powder. Like, okay. It is somebody that's looking for a natural relief, right? They are wanting to come in, buy a product that grows out of the ground and gives them some type of relief, right? So it definitely belongs in our store. As to the legality and how long that's going to last, that's unfortunate because I've seen in the past, I think month, it was, I don't know if it was just the state of Florida. I think it was the DEA. So it would be national that they banned a certain
type
strand of Delta, not 8, it's O, and it's a Pacific O that ties into 9, which is what you'd get from the dispensaries. So that one was much more potent. It was almost just like you could come into our store and just buy the same thing that you get from the dispensary in terms of how you feel. But it wasn't like bud, like the flower with the crystals and the smell and stuff. It would come more in a form of an oil where you'd vape it or an edible or something like that. So that was stripped recently. Hopefully that doesn't lead to other things being stripped because it would just be stupid. There's too many people that come into our store that have benefited from it in a good way. Like, oh my God, it changed my life. I've had people come in like tears crying. Like I've gotten off prescription medications. Wow. I can sleep better at night. I don't have high blood pressure, this, that, and the other. And then of course there's a small selection of people that probably just come in to get it, just to get screwed up, fucked up on a night out. But it's very little. Our customer clientele, I think we attract like a more, they come to our store and they know we have it. They're seeking a more natural approach. They don't want to walk into like a smoke shop and talk to the guy with the massive earrings and there's a bunch of smoke in there and stuff. They just want something to like take the edge off at the end of the night, take care of the kids, but the kids don't know that's what they're doing. They want to keep it kind of discreet.
Pop a gummy.
Yeah.
Pop a gummy.
Take a shower. By the end of the shower, you're like, oh.
It's that same thing when you go to a sex store or something like that, where it's mainly being pushed online. The commercials advertising that you can shop discreetly with us. Just order it online. It comes in a box, and the box doesn't say anything. Like it's the same thing with our store. They want to come in. They want to get their natural high, but without walking into a smoke shop or being seen at a smoke shop.
What exactly did you order discreetly from the sex shop?
Literally. You pretty much just told on yourself there.
I actually got it for Sam. I haven't seen
Scratches
him
the head. That's how you know you're lying.
I haven't seen him with another man in 6 months. So I'm starting to question if he's just given up on that route too. And I don't really know. So this poor guy just... needs a little help. So I'm sure one of your viewers are gonna, message him and get with this.
Please
poor
don't.
Man. He's got these nice, perfect teeth now. He's got the hair growing.
They're fake. They're
He's
fake.
a tractable guy.
I paid for him.
Nah,
I paid for these teeth. They're fake.
I want him to be seen. I want him to put himself out there so he can have some success and eventually, put a ring. Shout out to the wife, Emily. So hopefully Sam one day can have that too.
All right.
I got the rubber one on.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that. Yeah, I live in the hood, so it's probably the safest thing to do. Around here, it's really dangerous. Actually, I shouldn't say my neighborhood.
Yeah, don't say
this neighborhood is really dangerous, man.
Like the suburbs, y'all kidding me? It's a nice neighborhood.
Oh, it's a suburban hood classic.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Delta 8 was game changing. I mean, like the amount of sales that we get from that is great.
This episode is sponsored by Rebel. Rebel has a smell-proof bag that's not only smell-proof, but it comes with a built-in rolling tray. We got 4 Ziploc baggies, a UV glass stash jar, and two doob tubes. Not only does it have all of those accessories and is completely smell-proof, it also has a TSA grade combination lock, so no one can open this unless you want them to. You'd have to tell them their code. My code's 000 because I'm an idiot. We love this bag. This bag is literally the best. We use it everywhere. Mr. Go Get the Gas uses it. And not only that, we're all about saving money. We got a code for you. Wet Slap 10 for 10% off your purchase. WETSLAP 10. Also, there's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like the bag, send it back. You will love the bag. Also, there's a lifetime warranty. If something happens with the bag, you let them know. They'll take care of you. These are selling fast. We have this ad read a lot. These are flying off the shelves. If they're on shelves, they might not be on shelves. They might be on a floor or in a box. They're flying out of a box. Thank you, Rebel, for sponsoring this episode. As always, love you guys. Back to the program.
Have y'all seen the personal trainers who are gaining like 60 pounds or 70 pounds just to cut it all within the same year to prove to their clientele that they can do it and lead up by example? What kind of wear and tear do you think it has on your body to gain 70 pounds in a year and lose 70 pounds in a year?
I think that
healthy.
That model makes sense. That sounds like a smart business move to me. It sounds like a great way to market yourself and attract a customer. It's like, look, he's doing this with his own body. So if anyone's doing that, great job. But I'd probably delete you if you're on my Facebook page because you're probably never going to come to my store and you don't need my guidance. So, but depends on how much he lost. I guess it's probably healthy because he was probably obese and needed to lose some weight. I don't know. Got his blood work done, see what happens. And cholesterol's all out of whack. Dude needs to lose some weight anyways. But props to him if he's trying to sell himself online because everyone should. Yeah.
I was going to say, I brought this up because that's leading by example. You guys lead by example by being 7% body fat at one point and, working out every day and taking a supplement stack and leading by example is important.
It's really easy to just get into a habit, and it's like second nature at this point. You know, like if I don't work out, obviously like you have dedicated rest days, that's completely different. But if you miss a workout that you had planned, you kind of feel off. You're like, damn, I missed my workout.
We're at a large advantage being just around it all the time. So it's just like second nature. Like it's easy. We have to do it.
It never gets a little dry. You're like, God, I will do anything to not be in a gym today.
There's some days.
Take those days off. Yeah. Those are the days you leave early and just mentally be like, all right, cool. I left early today, come back and kill it harder than the next workout.
I feel like I've gotten recently into better shape just because I haven't taken that approach. I'm just like, I just got to go. I'll just go and do something, right? Just go do something. Very little days do I just not do anything at all. I'd have to just be nagging sore, just did not feel like it, but I've felt great the past, 8 to 10, 12, 16 weeks just training daily.
I know, I have friends who aren't really big on fitness and they have their own avenue of life, but they would complain about like depression or not feeling good. I'm like, when's the last time your heart rate was up?
Don't get me started on that.
Like, okay, well, it's been 5-6 weeks since you even like ran.
Right.
If your heart rate's not catapulting up for once a day, you're going to be depressed. I'd be depressed. I'd be sad.
You're not getting the dopamine rush to like really release endorphins up there and like, ooh, I feel good,
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to say, like, when COVID broke out and they closed all the gyms, that was probably the worst that I felt, about myself and just everything.
Mentally.
Yeah, everything in life. The exercise was at its lowest point, and then I had to start doing something because I think it was like 30 to 60 days the gyms were closed. And
I had the Gains of Glory gym.
Yeah, I seen you in the back patio.
Yeah, I had the Gains of Glory gym, so you missed out, buddy.
Yeah, I wasn't invited, so my mental health was not supported by my business partner. He just never even called. Damn.
It was 25 and under, sorry.
25 and under.
I was 25 then.
No, I don't think so. That was 2 years ago.
Did you feel good at 7% body fat?
Yeah, I'd be like 3 weeks ago.
Did that feel good? Or do you feel better at like 9, 10 to 12?
Yeah, I feel the best that I've felt about everything right now. And I don't, it could be psychological where it's like, you look in the mirror and you feel like, okay, I feel satisfied. Like I feel good about myself. And that ties into the rest of your day and it just releases X chemical, right? So yeah, I feel fantastic. Got into my, early 30s. I'm 31 now. So
wow.
So I could say if anything right now, if I'm picking on something in terms of my general health, my sleep's just it's never great. But it's not bad. I wake up feeling refreshed.
Told him to smoke some weed. He doesn't want to do it.
You've never smoked a
I've had these
doozy?
fucking conversations a million times. I've probably smoked more weed than this dude. It just doesn't work for me. It stopped working a long time ago. It just, when I do it, I get more anxious and nervous.
Yeah.
And I'm just naturally an anxious person, but I use that anxiety to drive me every day to get up and get shit done and constantly.
It's a good way to use it.
Yeah. I just use it as empowerment to work harder.
My sleep, it didn't really help me with my sleep. Weed, it made me, when I woke up, I felt a little bit more, I felt like I didn't enter my REM sleep. Yeah. And I looked it up and that's proven that THC can prevent you from entering REM.
A deeper REM for sure.
Yeah. And I would never dream. And then as soon as I stopped smoking, I would have these crazy, insane dreams.
Wake up refreshed.
Yeah. It can't be good that my brain isn't thinking when I'm sleeping, It should be thinking, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe not, right? Thinking is working. Then if you're still using a lot of sparks up there, you're not resting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd associate good sleep with deep dreams, but just going to sleep, waking up, not waking up in the middle of the night and waking up feeling refreshed. And your energy lasted all day till it was time to go to sleep. And, but Mr. Everything's perfect over there.
Hey,
especially this
I mean, I'm blessed, I don't really have anxiety like that. And I know like I've had a couple of friends like that. Same thing, like smoked for a while. And then, hey bro, like I can't smoke anymore. It gives me anxiety. I'm like, wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
Is that the season you're in right now? Are you always relaxed? And
yes, I feel like, yeah, for sure. I try to be as neutral as possible right now.
Yeah,
because I've noticed that emotions create then like more extreme decision making.
Yeah,
right. You know, like I feel like if you're really happy, you're more likely to do something.
How do you maintain that? Do you have like a great routine?
It's really just like the conversations you have with yourself every day. You know, like you're always talking to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you're not, you should be. Whenever you do something, that feeling you get, like talk to yourself. Okay, like cool. Like what made me feel like that? Why do you feel like that? And if you just talk to yourself all day, you're like your actions and everything are like, all right, cool, mellow. Not, and it's like, not to say that like you still don't feel stuff, right? You just try to remain as neutral as possible. When you get happy, it's like, all right, cool, like appreciate that, and then just like chill out. Same thing. And if you go, if you go down,
depends on everyone's just got their own problems, right, and how they deal with it. And he's got obviously just a different body. No, just different mind. How you deal with things is just different.
Yeah, so. And I think it's for exactly my time period and where I'm at now, it's probably the best.
Yeah, you're in like an
Add a couple
incubation.
businesses into that. And we'll
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
You're in like an incubation. The egg is
It's like
almost
it's like the
about
calm
to
before the
hatch.
storm. You know,
Right.
it's like the calm before the storm.
Yeah,
That
Brandon
calm
might
is
stress you out a little bit. How many hours a week you think you'll be putting into that store, getting it up and going?
I'd say probably
20.
Shut up.
It's like, damn.
No. Probably
It's the dream.
probably a good 60.
Yeah,
A good 60.
a solid 60.
Yeah, a solid 60. A solid 60. Because like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be the same thing I'm doing here at the Claremont store. Now it's just going to be for my own store. That's like, you know, it's going to be even more exciting and more driving. Not that it already wasn't here, right? Yeah. Putting money in his pocket. You know, he deserves it. Now he's going to be putting money in my pocket as well.
Yeah, he does a great job. It's probably I brought it up the other day. His patience is unbelievable, and that's what it takes to become a tremendous salesman. And by salesman, I don't mean like salesy. I mean like, you know, helpful.
Yeah.
And in their eyes, they sell nothing but help. But, you know, of course, the customer walks out spending X amount. It's always what we need. But
at the end of the day, it's a business, right?
Yeah, we want the customer to feel helped, and he does an excellent job at that. The best that I've seen. So that's why I was like, hey, I want to be partners with this dude because he can do it. He can definitely do it. Now some of the marketing things and the managing other employees, we'll start adding those things in. We'll see. He's crossed off. I've told him he's crossed off the sales side, he's crossed off the customer service. You're a master at that. We all know that. Yeah. But now it's work on you know, marketing. You know, figuring out how to get those customers in, because if they come in, he's got it. He's going to take care of them.
Yeah.
And those two,
they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand.
I don't know what type of language I want to use because I feel like this is some good footage right here. But they're going to get married. We'll just leave it at that. But market, right? And they come into the store. Do we live up to the marketing? You know, is every service crossed off? Do we give that customer as much help as we can? There's just nothing better than those two.
Yeah,
that's it.
You two are almost like walking case studies when it comes to supplements because there's a lot of just weird internet stuff where people hate on the supplement industry the same way they do on anything. Yeah. But you guys, so kind of to dig into a specific one, turkesterone, that's how you would pronounce it?
Yeah, that is how you pronounce
it. Plant and insect testosterone. Have you guys noticed, like I said, you guys are walking case studies. Have you noticed it help clientele?
I'll be surprised.
Or is it still up in the air?
I've been doing it for 10 years and these things always come and go. Yeah. Ingredients, you know, will be mentioned on a podcast and bam, man, you know, the right individual is going to start getting them to fly into our stores. You know, Joe Rogan, right? Jake Paul, whatever his name is. Yeah. And that one stuck though. The turkesterone stuck, and we've had people, you know, take it and be like, yeah, I can definitely feel it. Let me get another bottle of it. Yeah. And the great thing about that is that there's no liability. You know, there's no reason why we shouldn't sell that to somebody. There's no potential side effects like liver and kidney, right? Being, causing toxicity to consume it orally or crashing their energy levels or keeping them up at night and, you know, things like that. So turkesterone has been good. I don't think it's like steroids or anything, but you know, if someone wants to feel something, take some of that. You know, even females definitely feel a little something.
And I know when people take something they think will boost their testosterone boosts just because of the placebo effect of them thinking it is. You know what I'm saying?
Or they'll start being more active because they bought this supplement.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what really was it? You stopped being lazy. You started working out and eating better. And you started taking supplement at the same time. So it's like a lot of variables change.
Yeah, some of it could be anecdotal. I mean, I think with turkesterone, it's if anything, it's probably like a great aphrodisiac. Like when guys take it, they really feel like the libido increase and they're like, oh, my test is higher.
Right.
I mean, you wouldn't really be able to know unless you got your blood work done pre and after the cycle. But I think it's a good ingredient. Hopefully it sticks around. The FDA doesn't come in or someone come in and ban it for like whatever reason. Seems to happen with like anything that does work with our industry. Again, like a revolving door. Things come, some go, some stick, and then some just get banned.
Do you think the hate on the supplement industry is kind of stemmed from maybe pharmaceutical side of things, just kind of not wanting supplements to overtake, you know? So I feel like doctors will rather prescribe you a wonder pill than magnesium.
You know
why? They're a direct competitor.
And you know why? Sure. You know why, right? Because they can't bill insurance through us. They had they just pay
the
retail.
Money's in the pharmaceuticals.
Of course. Insurance, the same, something that we have $50
now
for.
Coming out with their own supplement line. It's like, I mean, 10 years ago, doctors were like, no, I can get you a prescription for your cholesterol. Don't, supplements were just like basically 100% not recommended. And now fast forward 10 years and I buy that from my doctor. It's prescription strength. It's like, So at first they're just enemies and now they're just like direct competitors.
No.
Yeah.
Doctors, like you got to have a good balance. It's a business, but you're still helping people, right? But it's a business.
Well, now that he brings that up for the first time ever in my 10 years, there's a doctor sending us business for a product. And they come in with a little yellow piece of paper,
orange,
and it said orange, yellow, whatever. It says Testaplex, tells them how to take it, what to pick it up with, and I'm like, wow! And it's like a customer a day, which is huge for a small business.
Do you have the Testaplex over here?
Yeah, I was blown away that I was like, I was saying that day, I was like, Austin, go talk to Dr. Norquist and thank him. Like I've never seen that before, because usually they'll just sell them, whatever for their cholesterol, whatever their blood work was coming back as, they're going to prescribe a prescription for that. And I think the reason why he
started doing that
was okay with it was because when he looked at it, first of all, he was a homeopathic doctor, a family doctor, a local doctor. So when he came in, he's like, well, I wouldn't mind supporting local. And I showed him the Testaplex because he came in looking for something for like with DHEA and tribulus and vitamin D and ashwagandha. I was like, well, perfect. We've got a product that has all those plus a bunch more. And when I showed him this, he took a picture of it, went online, looked it up, and came back the next day and was like, yeah, actually, this is going to be a perfect product. I'm going to start sending people your way. And we'll see how he said, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to test their blood and see if it actually improves their blood work. Right. And it was like, 2 weeks, 30 weeks, 45 days. And it started just trickling in, one a day, sometimes two a day. And that's a $70 purchase. Right. So that's huge for a small business. And I'm glad you brought it up, because that was groundbreaking for us to have a doctor actually recommend a product that, he actually tested their blood with and saw improvements on. It was fantastic.
Yeah, that was the coolest thing, is seeing the numbers. And it's like, it's not placebo, right? Like a lot of testosterone boosters can be, because you feel like having sex more. No, that's just your libido, right? Most of the times that libido does increase, testosterone is going to increase as well, or vice versa. But the numbers actually went up, after a 30-day, 45, 90-day, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it's I was looking at a popularity report the other day. I run reports, to see like, hey, what's moving? Like what's selling? What are we pushing? But what are customers really coming back and returning to buy? And I catch myself every week ordering, a ton of these. So we're pushing it, but it's also, we're getting some repeat business from it. So people are taking this and saying like, I feel that I really like that. And
what it's been, right? It's been the most popular Tonga Ali. I think
Tonkat Ali in there. I mean, it's got KSM 66 ashwagandha. And the cool thing about it is that, and right off the bat when I tell people this, because sometimes it'd be like, 8 capsules a day. I'm like, well, yeah, do you really think 1 or 2 or 3 capsules is really going to give you everything you want in your blood work, like improvements in HDL cholesterol, testosterone support, estrogen, libido, lowering cortisol? Do you really think you're going to get that out of 3 capsules? And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, let me show you what this product has. And I went and rounded up about like 9 supplements that we sold separately. Right. And I said, hey, this product's got all of it in one. Here's the total for these 9 supplements. It's like $450, or you can buy it all in one for $69. And that seems to change their perception on the product.
What's the best seller in the store? You say you run reports a lot. Is there a best seller? Maybe probably a protein powder? Or?
Well, we are weight loss. So
weight loss
Detoxify, which is like our cleansing product. That's not here. It's a weight loss product. It's something that softens all the bowels and gets everything to pass. So
natural laxative kind of, or
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like compared to the Metamucils and
the pooping business,
the magnesium products that you can just get at the grocery store, it's definitely more potent than that. And it's not as rough on the digestive health either.
I feel like girls can never poop very well. Guys, I feel like we can all poop. I feel like often any girl I've ever met has an issue with
constipation.
Pooping. Yeah.
It'd be another product that's pushed for sure, as long as it's a weight loss sale, but it has repeat business behind it, where people come back and like, yeah, that worked. Because they can feel it, especially if someone hasn't used the restroom in 3 days, right? And then now they can use it daily. That's going to help that midsection look flatter.
Yeah, it helps specifically with bloating as well, I'm sure, and pretty much everything.
God, you start digesting better, you're gonna feel better energy,
Overall,
everything.
Better nutrient absorption,
Yeah.
which is good. Like
Yeah.
nutrient absorption is one of those things you don't really know how much your body's actually absorbing of what you eat. And so when you do a cleanse and you eat cleaner, you're gonna feel the difference because now your body's actually absorbing the right. Yeah, skin looks better, brighter. It's legit. It's cool.
Yeah, people come in and they'll just like mention these benefits that they've got from the products, and I swear to God, it's never consistent. It's just like, oh, my skin's
Everybody's
better.
different,
My hair's growing better now. It just depends on the individual. So it's crazy.
Is hard gainers a real thing? Guys who are just doing, and girls who are doing everything right, and they're coming to you guys for mentorship and supplements, and they just don't gain?
No,
it's not a real thing, right?
It's just fucking numbers.
Yeah.
It's just the numbers. Calories in versus calories out. You're either in a surplus or a deficit, right?
Yeah.
Given no thyroid issues, right? Metabolism issues that can be caused by previous diseases or just conditions. But given you're a healthy metabolism, a healthy individual, it's calories in versus calories out. You're either burning more than what you're eating, and if you're eating more than what you're, burning, you're going to gain weight.
We get some hard gainers.
Yeah,
but
they are.
It says
exist.
weight loss underneath our name for a reason, because that's who we want to talk to. We want to talk to anybody, but I mean, that's our customer. It's people that want to lose weight. The majority of people in our country need to lose weight.
It's true.
So
yeah,
that's going to be our demographic. But
and it's just because how easy unhealthy stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have something really interesting to bring up on the America's unhealthy topic. So real quick, amino spiking has been a thing forever.
Come and gone.
Yeah. But people still have to kind of say, like, now I see a lot of protein powders that specifically say no amino spiking. Like, they still have to address it.
So old school. I mean, that was like 6-7 years ago that people were putting it on their products. I didn't know any are still doing that. It just doesn't make sense to do that. Then if you sell someone a protein powder, they're not going to get results. They're not going to see, and that's why we do the InBody, right?
Yeah.
So we can sell people products, and then they come back and let's see how those recommendations went. Let's not just sell you products and tell you bye. All right, let's get you back in here in 2 weeks. Let's see what happens. Let's see if you build muscle and drop body fat. Then let's take some of the blame. But as long as they follow the diet plan that we wrote them, and they take the supplements that we recommended, and they do their side of the training, it's going to be there. And again, the amino spiking thing, that was a long time ago.
For the listeners who might not know what amino spiking is, of course, on a protein powder, it'll say how many grams of protein are per serving. So say 25 grams, they'll have 15 of that be a complete protein, and then 10 of that be an incomplete protein, which usually are amino acids or some amino acids, right?
There's no real way to know unless you really just sent the product off and to be tested, just because our nutrition facts and supplement facts were designed, I don't know, forever ago, right? And it needs an update, I would say. And I think that's maybe something that is going to change. I've heard in the industry is going to change, that they're going to start working on, labeling things more accurately, but you wouldn't really know unless you just really jumped on an InBody, took a protein powder, a ton of it, right, and ate tons of protein in your diet and exercise, and just never saw any results. Well, there's probably no protein in it, right? But for us, that would make absolute no sense, and we'd catch on to it because we'd have somebody just not get results on the scale.
On a supplement or the nutritional facts for a supplement, what exactly does like an asterisk mean next to it, that it's at or around this amount?
Exactly.
But there's no way to truly measure a mixture of powder or capsules, right? I mean, that's why.
Yeah, when you take a scoop of something, there's certain things that go into protein powder to help it not emulsify, help it taste better, right? So every time you take a scoop of protein, it says 25 grams on the back, and there's an asterisk. That means that could vary.
Right.
Because the powder settles differently.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. There's really no way. That's not really amino spiking. That's kind of more the nature of the product and how you consume it. The only way to maybe get around that would be to have each scoop individually bagged, and no one's wanting to pay $150 for a protein powder. I think companies are starting to do that, but it's pretty damn expensive. So
very
just
specific
overkill.
Clientele. Yeah, very specific clientele.
Just take 2
Drink
scoops.
the protein, man.
Yeah, just take 2 scoops if you're out there. Get the ISO lean from Frontline Formulations. Take 2 scoops. You'll be good. You'll get plenty of protein. Don't worry about the asterisk. Just train, eat, and repeat.
But I bring up the amino spiking because people are I feel like the internet can be harsh on supplements, maybe because of pharmaceuticals or wherever the hate stems from. But I think it's misleading labels are on the food we eat daily in the grocery store, and it's just called stretching the truth a little bit. Right. So I actually watched this video speaking on misleading labels, and I decided to write a couple of these down for our foods in the grocery stores. One is natural. So you'll see like naturally flavored or all natural. That doesn't mean shit. The FDA hasn't said natural means
that could be lead.
Yeah. It doesn't, you just throw natural on it.
Yeah.
It means nothing. Then we have organic, which organic means they're fed organic things.
Yeah.
But they can feed these animals unhealthy organic shit like corn and fatten them up and all that.
Of course.
So
it's just organic.
Yeah. Doesn't mean it's healthy.
No. Right. It's just organic.
But you can charge twice the amount for organic bananas.
Beautiful business. Beautiful business model.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right.
You'll see heart healthy, that label on
I actually don't know
a box of Cheerios.
Yeah.
But you won't see it on a salmon.
Right.
They don't say salmon's heart healthy.
Right.
You just would have to know.
That's why people take fish oil for heart health.
Yeah. Fish oil is amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I can tell you that omega-3 is just something that's not in our fish today, unless you're out on St. Pete Beach. Shout out to St. Pete. Go there if you want to visit somewhere. But it's just not, it's not in our fish, right? Unless you're out there catching it with a line and pole right off the beach and throwing it on a fire immediately. So everything's pretty processed.
Wow. Okay. So I didn't know this. For the most part, the fish that we're buying in the stores that aren't frozen, most likely, are lacking omega-3.
Sustainably caught, you know, that term, right?
Yeah.
Unless you look on the right hand side, you probably, and especially if you go to like Trader Joe's or like a premium grocery, you're going to see like caught on line and hook. Like you're going to see all those keywords, organic, right? Which you say they stretch and stuff, but it's better than it just saying farm raised.
Yeah.
So there's some choices that people can make, right? And you know, some of it's being stretched, but we can only do so much. So,
but did you say that like the salmon in store, since it's waited a while and isn't straight off the hook?
Yeah, they have a lot less levels,
a lot
especially of DHA, like the healthy stuff that's in the fish oil.
A lot of it might be, you know, made in a lake, right? And fed what?
Yeah, literally. That's what farm raised is, just literally kept in a spot as like a farm raised and then just strictly for the purpose of grocery stores.
Are you consuming a healthy animal that fed a good diet that gets that exercise? Just the same thing for us, right?
That's why the average American is fatter now, because like they weren't dealing with this 50 years ago.
Also, just the energy, like almost the karma or the food that you eat, like chickens that are raised in these little square boxes in these cages, just eggs, like straight out there. They're not like free range or Actually, I found this out.
Because it's not as profitable. So, and you know, you gotta.
Yeah, it's
capitalism will always
feed
exist.
all these people.
You're eating horrible eggs. Well, yeah, exactly. We got to feed the people, but you're eating bad voodoo eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Not me. I'm definitely eating the eggs.
He's got the
I got the chicken. You know, I got the chickens in the backyard.
Oh yeah.
So I be getting the fresh eggs in the morning.
Have you ever?
Yeah, I personally, I didn't have to do the dirty duties, but I definitely profited from the sancocho after.
Yeah. I just wonder what that feels like a chicken. It's, you know, some people might not like that because people love animals, but it's a masculine thing to be able to like kill something and eat it. It's very masculine.
I didn't think I needed to experience it. I'll just do the eating part.
Yeah.
I did the watching, you know, I can watch it. I just didn't need to be doing the actions of snapping the necks, the chicken's neck, hanging it upside down. No.
Yeah, I couldn't kill an animal and not eat it. But if I killed an animal and ate it, I feel like I'd have an overwhelming sense of testosterone.
So
testicle X.
You know, you're driving.
Take a bottle of that, you'll have no problem.
Listen, you're driving down the road and you hit a cat and you kill it, and you're gonna cook it and you're gonna eat it.
Shit, I love sushi. I love me some sushi. No, I'd probably find the collar and then leave a voicemail and then drive away.
Hope they don't answer. If they answer, it's like, I'll call back a different time so you don't answer.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, so free range is a label they put. And I always thought free range meant more than what it actually means. But free range, all they need is access to a small patch of grass for 5 minutes a day to be considered free range.
That's crazy.
So I buy free range chicken thighs and shit.
Nice. You got 5 minutes of grass on your chicken thighs, my brother.
And I know that's probably just logistical. They just have enough grass in the warehouse. You know what I'm saying? And maybe sometimes they don't let them out for 5 minutes.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're just stretching the truth.
Yeah.
Good labels is pasture raised or wild meat and seafood. That for the most part means the animals are raised the way nature intended.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Yeah. Regardless, like you're never really going to find, unless you raise your own food and you know, you're never really going to get like the cleanest of the clean.
Yeah.
You just have to make the better of the decisions. I feel like that's, you know, you take that approach and you'll be okay. You know, you'll live a much healthier life. You know, can't promise you'll make it to 100, 110, but you know, you'll have a healthy life. Eat better. Don't stop at Wendy's on your way home every time, you know, every Friday. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
It's hard, man. I've done that before.
No, for sure. Of course. We've all done it. We've all done it. Yeah. Hey, balling on a budget. I don't blame it.
Yeah.
4 for 4.
So people are super hard on the supplement industry for stretching the truth every once in a while. So at least brands back in the day when they first started.
Of course. Because there's like brands that used to be like, here, you know, buy a CLA and you'll have no belly fat. It's like, all right, come on, you know, like a supplement's not just going to take your belly fat away.
Right.
I mean, you got to tell them to eat healthy too. Don't forget, you know, that's literally like 25% of it. You still got to go home and eat right. Preferably do some fasted cardio in the morning as well. You know, to help the CLA burn the belly fat.
That's what's
how many
awesome.
customers we've told, like, you can't just take this and just not exercise and eat. I don't really think we have any customers that are like that uneducated that just come in.
Not
It's
anymore.
very
Not
little.
anymore.
Yeah. It's very little. Most people are like, I know, I should do that. And that's when we sit them down, you know, like we're the only ones, like they come in to grab their supplements. We're like, no, wait, hold on. You got 15 minutes?
Need
Let's
food.
sit down. Let's talk about your diet.
Yeah.
And it's free. Like we're definitely trying to help with that side of it. We're not just trying to like sell them something that, you know, doesn't work or might not work. We know these things need to go with a good diet and exercise. We're the first store to push that and start talking about it right up front.
It's really insane how many services you guys do for free as like complimentary.
Yeah.
But it's been a great business model.
Yeah. I mean, if you add value, chances are you're going to build trust. And if you build trust, you know, you're going to get consistency from a customer, especially if you're helping them accomplish the goals that they came here for. You know, like you came here, you know, you're coming to our store. If we help you with what you came for, chances are, and you know, you like us, chances are you'll come back, continue seeing us. It's kind of simple. It's kind of just like personable and help. Yeah, like literally like
those first couple of times someone comes in, we're usually gonna talk a lot about diet, sit down, go over that, right?
And all
jump
the
on
foes,
the InBody. And then from there,
nice.
it's just really they're buying products because from individuals that they like and because it's conveniently located. But you know, eventually that's what it turns into, is like they buy products from people they like at the end of the day. You know, at first it's that, let's talk about your diet, the whole consult, and then down the road, you know, they've shopped with us 10, 15 times. They're gonna buy it because like they like us, we're good guys, we're local guys, they want to support local, they want to go to the small business. And that's the way it should be with every business, not just us. But if small businesses aren't putting themselves out there, then how are these customers supposed to know about them? Especially when the big corporate store down the road has massive pylon signs and they're, you know, conveniently located right off Highway 50 with great visibility versus the little small business mom and pops hidden. A lot of people are just like, I didn't even know that was here, you know? So you got to put yourself out there.
How did you end up with the Claremont store in Claremont back in 2019?
I was just driving, you know, took a trip and was like, you know, with my business partner, was like, hey, let's go here. And Claremont was on that list. And, you know, we're driving down 50 and saw, you know, a new build out with the First Watch, you know, and being from Alabama and Texas, I you know, known about First Watch. And I know that, you know, it brings a lot of traffic. That's a good person to be next door to, because it's not only a healthier choice, but it's a busy place. So it's a lot of eyes right there. And then I saw that, right? And then saw all the cars and then saw the access. It was easy to get in and out of the center with plenty of parking. And again, the building looked great, and saw, you know, to the left-hand side, you know, stuff being put in. You
and
know,
the Chick-fil-A was already there too.
Chick-fil-A.
Asked the contractor, hey, what's going in here? Five Guys. You know, light bulb went off. Okay. Usually most people make fun of us. Oh, y'all are next to Five Guys, huh? Like, yeah, damn right.
It helps.
You know, we
more.
could week Five Guys. Everyone goes to Five Guys. Like, that's one of the fastest growing, you know, franchises out there. Who doesn't want a burger? It's America. I love burgers.
And the free peanuts, man.
Yeah, I don't do peanuts, but
Do
that, and of course, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks. And then from there, went to the local gym and, talked to them undercover, right? How many members y'all have? How many check-ins you doing? And it was very busy. So I said, hey, there's this gym here is doing great. Went talked to some other gyms. They're all doing great. So if, the gym industry is doing good, you got a good spot, right?
Yep.
You could probably put a business there and be successful if you market and take care of your customers from there. So there's 4 things. There's your market, right? Which we just talked about with the gym being busy, a lot of gyms, right? And then there's your location within that market. How do you position yourself in that market? Is the market strong? Yes, it is. Do you have a location within that market that's accessible? Do you have good co-tenancy? Do you have Five Guys? Do you have First Watch? Do you have Chick-fil-A and Starbucks behind you? Okay. Is there a lot of parking spots? Okay. Is it easy to get in and out? Like the accessibility that we were talking about. And then from there, it's marketing, right? You got to market yourself, put yourself out there in any way, shape, and form. Like we were talking about on social media. We'll post anything really.
You'll post anything.
Customer service, right?
Yeah, you'll post anything. I still have a couple of boundaries I'm working on.
Yeah, so I think we got to work on with him.
I've seen a couple people in dresses.
Man, poor Austin, man. Poor Austin.
Yeah,
I think
we've gotten some grief.
He told me it was actually Austin's idea. Huh? He decided on the dress.
That's what I always blame. I always blame it on Austin. It's always Austin's fault. Man, but yeah, that's how I found out about the Claremont store, and it's been great.
Great area.
Yeah, love all the people here.
Shout out to Claremont.
I just feel like I just fit in with everybody that's coming in. I just couldn't agree with all my customers. Claremont's been great. Winter Garden, great. We'll see what happens with the Brandon store.
Relax, man. I'm taking care of it. Relax. I'm taking care
Sam's
of it.
always relaxed.
Relax.
Right.
I'm taking care of it.
And with the Brandon store, we feel like those 4, right? We got the market. It's good.
Yeah.
Right. Are we positioned within that market?
Mm-hmm.
That's where
we
might be a little shaky, but
we're B plus.
Yeah, we're not the most confident with that, but we're very confident with the other 3. We know the market's strong, right? We know we've got excellent customer service, and then we've got the marketing side. So,
why was the second fitting in the market? Why was that week in Brandon?
Mostly parking. I'd say that's really the main thing. It's a smaller parking lot than the Claremont store.
Yeah.
And there's also a Starbucks in the area, and what's the other busy stuff that's right in front? There's a couple of busy things.
The area, it's a great trade area, right?
Super.
There's lots of things to do, whether you're shopping or you're eating or you're going to Walmart Supercenter or you're going to Sprouts or you're going to Publix, right? It's literally just got everything. Starbucks, Costco, and we're smack dab right in the middle of that, right? But as far as the parking goes, yes, it's not great, but then also we just don't have great visibility from the road.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to create a destination with just relentless marketing and then drive them into the store and then live up to that, And we've already set our expectation. It's not like we know what we got with this, but the plan isn't just one store. We know we're not going to make $1 million off this one store. The plan is to do 2, 3, right? And keep growing the brand, which every time the footprint grows within brick and mortar, the brand multiplies.
I remember what's his name? The guy who would dance out in the environment, Ricardo.
Yeah.
You guys were genius for just handing him a sign and having him have the
dance
sign.
with the sign. I mean, this man he definitely thinks of the marketing stuff. I let him do that job. I just I listened to him on the market and stuff.
And that what goes into that, I think, is my anxiety. I'm just like constantly thinking about how to be successful, and again, using my anxiety that I have to power me to think about how to scale and grow our business at all costs, at all times.
Yeah.
Every time I look at something, day off, whatever, I'm out of town, I'm on vacation, doesn't matter. I'm gonna look at something and I'm gonna think about how I can use that myself to scale my own business. So whether it's, copying someone's idea, hey, whatever, like I go to the beach, right? And they're doing this on social media, or they have this sign up. What I'm going to be like, hey, why don't we do that? That's a great idea. Why don't we try it out? And just staying consistent with that and just never giving up, and always marketing yourself in every way, shape, or form. And social media obviously being a great one, right? And that's something that we're diligent but relentless on.
There was this viral podcast clip, funny enough, of Dane Cook talking about anxiety and confusing it with excitement.
My therapist taught me there's a fine line between anxiety and excitement.
You know, I have a constant anxiety to succeed every single day and do, you know, the footwork. Sam's always chill. I don't know if he ever experiences anxiety. But
I'm sure here and there.
Yeah.
Never on a daily though, because I know, like, you know, he tells me every day, like, damn, I'm anxious today. I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
It's a great day at the
I don't know
store.
if I've ever
That's really
told
good.
you that. I don't know if you probably just saw that.
Yeah,
in me,
like,
you know?
so yeah, you know, we're
Yeah.
good. You know, it's a good day.
Yeah, I'm just not a chill person. I don't like to chill a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like to just go sit on the beach and like just sit there and just like stare at the water. I don't know. It's probably just my brain got ADHD. I just constantly got to be like moving and doing something.
Anxiety used to make me kind of not want to do something. And so every once in a while I'd be a quitter, and I did not like that about myself. But now I view anxiety as, I'm just kind of I'm experiencing excitement to do something that I haven't really done before. And just that simple
That's a
like
good way of
word
looking at
change
it, yeah.
has really changed the way I do things.
Nice, because anxiety has like the pessimistic vibe to it.
Yeah. Even with hitting like a new max, like I used to be like, oh shit, this might not come up, and I don't really have a spotter right now. Have a spotter. That's the smartest thing. But I know I'm strong enough to lift it, but for some reason I have that self-talk. It's like the
And
anxiety
sometimes,
makes me not want to do it, or I fail because I had that anxiety. Now I'm like, I'm gonna fucking get it.
Right. And that's and really that little is all you really need a lot of times, that little switch. You got to have that little switch to like turn your little thought from like, I think, to like, nah, you know, I know I can do this. Whatever, you know, a max is a great way to use it.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can do it with a lot of other things as well. Just
I did that with fighting the jiu-jitsu champion. And
how
it
did
just
that
didn't
go?
work. It just did not happen.
What'd you get put into, like a little leg lock?
Oh man, we did 2 5-minute rounds. I'm gonna be honest, it's if I lean my neck forward, I feel pain going all the way down my spine. And then I think I broke a bone.
Did you sign the waiver?
Yeah, I did sign the waiver. I got it on camera of me signing the waiver and everything. And I'm pretty sure I have a bruise here. I have a bruise on my clavicle, and it's slightly dented in. Yeah, the guy fucked me up. I think I have cauliflower ear already too on my left ear.
Sheesh. Hey, at least you look like a fighter. Nobody else will mess with you.
Exactly.
That's a good way of looking at it.
I have weird look. I don't want to say that. My ears are slightly. They're asymmetrical. They're not symmetrical.
We got to show the ears now.
But this one guy came up to me in the gym and he's like, "Hey, are you a fighter?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." But I'm like, that bastard asked me because he saw my fucking ears. But now I gotta show. One's kind of folded.
Yeah.
And then one's like pointed. I don't know which one's which.
You
But they're not
definitely-
symmetrical.
This is the ear you got hit on, right?
Yeah.
I could tell.
It
Almost
hurts.
fly away with
It
those.
hurts.
I could tell. Yeah, you got it already bubbling up at the top.
Yeah. All right, enough about the ears. Basically, you told me. So, have you drank a Core Power? Fairlife Core Power?
Yeah.
Fucking delicious. You told me it's a milk protein and it's not really the best.
Correct. There's
Why?
your body doesn't digest it as effectively, and it's also just, I'd say, the cheapest, right? And with it being the cheapest, it's the one your body kind of doesn't need as often.
Yeah, they judge things on a scale of bioavailability, and milk protein's going to be probably in like the 80th percentile or lower. And then if you look at something like a hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, it's going to be 90% minimum or higher.
Yeah.
And typically when you look at the macros on a Fairlife, I haven't looked at one in a while, but I would assume that you're going to have 9 carbs.
Those 42
4 to
grams,
6 grams
the
of
macros
fat.
on them are actually decent.
They're decent.
Yeah,
right?
they're
Someone
decent.
just getting started. That's a great start.
They're
It's a
decent.
great snack.
Just not a clean source of, not as clean of a source of protein.
Yeah, there's some cleaner sources for sure. In terms of affordability, what does it cost for one of those at a gas station? About $2.99.
It's kind of crazy that you said that the milk protein's cheap because the Core Power is probably the most expensive protein drink.
Mostly
I've
because it's
bought.
ready to drink.
Right.
It's like $5.
Damn near, right?
Yeah.
Like $4.49 or something like that.
Right.
You do that 30 times, you have one a day.
Yeah. But again, when you go into a whey protein isolate, though, you're going to see you're going to see the scoop. It has like 1 carb, 1 gram of fat, 5 milligrams of cholesterol. Really in the 25 grams of protein. You don't see that on a Fairlife. You're going to see, I don't know, 6 grams of fat, right? 9 carbs,
9 carb,
30, 40 milligrams of cholesterol.
Yeah.
That's tends to be a lot, I guess, when someone's, pretty lean, but if someone's just getting started, that's fine. But whey protein isolate, egg white, beef, they're going to have a much higher bioavailability. So the body's going to receive and break down, get into the bloodstream a higher milligram of protein.
Absorb
and then,
more protein.
And help repair that muscle fascia that you tear at the gym and, source more amino acids.
Goes back to what testosterone does too, increases protein synthesis, right? Lets your body absorb more protein just with what you're eating throughout the day.
A scoop of whey protein isolate out of a powder, like at our store, is going to cost you about $1.30. So it's got to be about half the price of a Fairlife shake, right?
For a cleaner source.
More efficient.
More efficient.
Question on this, because I don't know if this is a fad right now, and I fit into this a lot. I buy everything 0 sugar for the most part, especially like a beverage.
Yeah.
I rarely drink my calories. It's usually just water. But 0 sugar, or if I see a low sugar option on anything or no added sugar, I'll get that. Am I just being stuffed with sweetener and deleting the sugar? Because the flavor doesn't come from nowhere, right?
100%. That's exactly what's happening. So for weight loss purposes, right, or for lack of weight gaining purposes, you're doing the better of the two, right? Because you're not getting the 40 grams of actual sugar, you're getting the sweetener. But really, with 0 sugar, most of the times what I've noticed is bloating, right? Your body doesn't handle it as well, right? The sugar, you get 40 grams of sugar in your body, but you're not going to be extremely bloated because of, the aspartame and all the artificial sweeteners.
There's really no way to tell.
Sheesh.
Testaplex, I got you.
Right. Guys, growing legs already. Yeah, you can grow legs from it too.
Third leg for sure.
A lot of things will say, 6 grams of sugar, right? But if you look, the total carbs is really the answer. That's how much sugar is going to be in there, right? So if the drink has 6 grams of sugar but 15 carbs, it really has 15 grams of sugar, right? And there's something called the glycemic index and how fast or how slow it turns to glucose. So if you're looking at it had 6 grams of sugar, well, it's got something in that higher end of the range where it's like 77 or higher all the way up to 103. And then the other 15 carbs, if it's in a liquid, is going to absorb really fast.
Right.
So that's going to be sugar as well. So you really want to look for not only 0 sugar, but 0 carb, especially if it's in a liquid form.
But for example, those Sprite Zeros, because we drink those Sprite Zeros. I drink 2 or 3 a week.
It's not smart, but we do that.
It's better than the regular Sprite.
Yeah.
Is it not? Or who's to say?
Short term.
Yeah, right.
Probably.
Short term.
It's not, we don't know, right?
Yeah.
The aspartame and sulfame potassium and sucralose, they don't really have the long-term research. They haven't been around long enough, right? And who's sitting around still testing those? Who's paying for that? Nobody, right? They probably, some dude, some lab at some university probably did a study for 16 weeks or something, whatever they do to stretch the truth on, hey, a study was done. What's the extent of that study, right? But yeah, I'd choose a Sprite Zero for now. But I don't think it's smart. If it was post-workout or pre-workout, I wouldn't do a Sprite with sugar, but that'd be a better time to probably intake some sugar.
Yeah. Were you saying that there's carbs in that, or
no?
Okay,
if
so
I'm
it is
mistaken,
actually 0.
it's 0 all the way down. No, I'll drink it. I'll drink 2 or 3
Another label,
a week.
little hack,
right?
But
there's no way to really ultimately tell if it's even having an effect on your blood sugar. It actually possibly could. You'd have to test your blood and see. I've got a brother that's a type 1 diabetic, and he'll test his blood after things that you would think, don't have the sugar or carbs and still do, like some artificial sweeteners do. It just depends on the individual, and then really ultimately testing your blood to see if there was carbs in it. That's the only way to really tell, because every person could just be different.
What's the thing, and I know Floyd Mayweather said this, he drinks a Coke after every training session to spike his glucose. Is spiking your glucose after training a real...
Yeah, it's definitely something that people should walk into a store and get. And I think something we've been pushing more recently is quick digesting carb powders. Because
after a workout, yeah.
Pre and post
Probably
workout.
not Coca-Cola, right? Don't listen to Floyd.
Right.
He said he drinks a Coca-Cola.
Oh, well, I think he just didn't read the label.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
Right. Yeah, and it sounds right. I think there's
Pepsi.
probably some ways to do it that have more nutritional value than a Coke, but yes, nonetheless, that sugar is going to replenish what's called glycogen, which I'm sure he depletes throughout his
training sessions.
4-hour training sessions that he has, or a fight or whatever, and then it spikes what's called insulin. Insulin's there to help digest the carbohydrates, and that's going to make the body very anabolic. Hence, why a lot of bodybuilders use insulin, to build muscle. It's something you can naturally utilize in your own body and taking quick digesting carbs. So really, Dextrose or silidextrin are really good pre and post workout with obviously a protein. You take in the quick carbs, right? Your body sends an insulin to digest those carbs, right? At the same time, you take that protein powder, you're going to get the most out of that protein powder. So that's a good time to take.
Bioavailability, right?
That's going to increase the bioavailability by a lot. And that's when you want to do the
Nice.
whey protein isolate
Yeah.
and egg whites. We never even tied into that. We're talking about Fairlife and milk protein. I always do whey protein isolate with a half a cup of egg whites. I write that on every diet plan. A lot of people are like, what?
I gotta drink
your
my egg whites.
I'm like, ma'am, look on the back. Have you heard of the term pasteurization, where they cook something, heat it, right? And it remains a liquid, but it doesn't turn into a solid. That way you can, still drink it.
And it
they
won't
even
grow
encourage it
bacteria.
on the side of liquid egg whites when you buy them at the grocery store. It says add to smoothies.
That's my party trick now. I'm just that crazy guy who I make sure it's a pasteurized egg, of course, and
Yep.
oh my God, Brant, what the hell?
Is it really?
I've done it once.
Okay.
But it's, if I'm at a party and I see some eggs, I might grab one.
All right. Especially if you have a little alcohol in the system, you might feel a little more bolder and more
Regret
inclined.
that salmonella the next day.
Speaking of, I just broke I'm having my 23rd birthday on Monday, April 3rd.
Nice. Happy early birthday.
Appreciate it.
23rd?
23, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
I'm getting old, It's all the meaningful birthdays are gone, and now it's kind of just like
And the next one's, I think, 25, because you get to rent a car by
car.
yourself.
Yeah.
Woo.
But
You're 23, man. You've got a great personality. The position still remains if you want to talk about coming and working for us.
Okay,
You can still always be there. It's
flattering.
I wish you all the luck.
Yeah.
And of course this, but that's just props to you that I think that you've got what we're looking for. And that's something that's important for us is personality, confidence, just the ability to talk to somebody and have a good conversation.
Look at that. You got a job offer.
That's a
on
large.
it's just, yeah.
Nice.
That's what we're going through now. Me and him are trying to look through staff and trying to look for somebody that can just talk to us, bro. Like open up. Like, who are you? Like, what's your hobbies? What are you doing?
Right.
And then throw
good.
in some.
What's your deepest secret?
Yeah.
What'd you do as 5 and you can never forget about?
Right.
No, we don't really have. I don't even think I know his. I don't think I want to know his.
Well, what? My deepest secret?
No. The 5-year-old shit.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I probably threw a race car at a sister or something. And
Whatever.
2 truths, 1
Nothing
lie.
compared to what Sam did.
Tell me about, right, because you need it. Tell me about your birthday. You got your 23rd coming up.
So I just did 4 months of no smoking, no drinking. I'd smoke a cigar, but you don't breathe that in.
Yeah, right.
4 months, no alcohol, no weed.
You're going to start that, or you just completed it?
I just completed it.
Wow, you're about to be
I'm going to keep
fucked.
doing it, though, actually.
Okay.
Last night I broke it because my girl threw me a surprise party.
Sure.
Surprise, surprise. Everybody forced me to drink.
Fogo, right?
I went with it. Yeah, it was nice. But man, it just, 4 months sober has really helped.
What,
I cut 5% body fat kind of in that time.
What,
Yeah.
have you noticed more
Poison.
of a physical or of a mental?
Mental for sure.
Mental, right?
Mental.
More clarity.
While
too.
we're on that note, something's got to change. Like when we go to bars, right? Or we go out and want to relieve ourselves of the daily, I've talked to you about this.
Sure.
We need other choices for people to be able to relax, like
Alcohols.
weed, sure. But, there needs to be something else. And I'm going to vote for Molly. No.
Send this man to
way
Oregon,
too
man.
dangerous.
Send this man to Oregon.
I don't encourage that. Way too dangerous. I don't know. Something else. There's got to be, you see these oxygen bars popping up.
Kava.
Kava, right?
What is kava? Explain.
Have you been to a kava bar? You tried a kava?
I have not.
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, I've been.
Is it like kratom?
No, it's not as strong. Yeah, kratom's much stronger. To me, again, it's a personal thing. I just didn't really feel a lot. And the effects weren't that desirable, but I'd try it again just because it wasn't that vivid. I don't really remember, but it wasn't that gratifying. So I don't find that I could really pass anything along. It tasted bad. You had to mix it. I think we mixed ours with almond milk. And
you can do that.
Yeah, you really couldn't taste it.
I'm a weirdo. A lot of flavors that people don't like, I'm just obsessed over. And kava just tasted like straight dirt water with a little grass.
And you liked it.
I loved it, man.
I was about to say, I can see that was coming.
If you're telling me this is edible, I'll drink all of it.
Yeah, you see it in your like cities and stuff. Your places that are a little further along, where you have probably a more educated, take care of their body crowd, like downtown. Winter Park. Really?
Yeah.
There's a kava bar in Winter Park.
Yeah.
But basically, that is what Winter Park is.
metropolitan cities.
Groveland,
Right.
or let's start with Mascot.
I was about to say,
There's Mascot.
I was going to say, where are you going to put
Groveland.
Mascot at?
Claremont,
Sure.
Winter Garden, a little bit higher than Claremont.
Sure.
And then you got Winter Park up here, right?
Where are you putting Windermere on there?
Oh, I don't even talk to them. I'm afraid.
Got it.
Anxiety. No
Excitement.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
just anxiety.
Just anxiety. It's like, I'm from Windermere.
I always talk the same too.
Whey
Huh?
protein isolate.
Yeah. No, we get them all. Hey, I love the Windermere crowd, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes they feel like they know too much, and it's like, no, let's come down to earth. Let's come
Yeah, they
down.
come into the Winter Garden store.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow any fitness influencers that you would work with the Southern Nutrition brand? Like, say, C-Bum.
Couldn't afford them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. He'd ask for a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. I guess like that'd make a lot more sense for the brand Frontline, because Frontline is national, right? And we want to get this brand into all the stores across the nation, like particularly your mom and pops like us. We want to work with them. We don't want to work with the vitamin shops, the GNCs, even though, of course, we would take them. But we start with the mom and pops, But
Stay
Southern,
true.
yeah,
I like
Southern
that.
Nutrition wouldn't work for Southern Nutrition unless we just had a location like in every city across the U.S., at least your big cities. But this, this has potential to grow a lot more. So that would make sense to have a big.
It would be good
influencer,
for
big
like a
athlete.
grand opening, though. To like
Draw some
attract
people in.
people
Right.
first time type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we need to check in on Harry about
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
Hulk Hogan might be at the Brandon
Hogan
store.
Might be at the Brandon
I
store.
don't think it'll happen, but we'll see.
Harry-
We'll still
Harry-
see. Harry, come on, buddy.
Harry,
Make
buddy.
the call.
Yeah.
Damn.
We
Calling
got
his bluff on that one. I don't think he's gonna be able to make that one happen. I think he might. Harry, you probably know him, but that's saying a lot to get Hulk Hogan out there.
Is Harry, does he own the stores in Georgia, or who's Harry?
Oh man, who is Harry? No.
Who is Harry?
Oh man.
Where do we start?
He's
Wizard?
He's great. He's a client.
Yeah.
But more than that, he's a friend and like really just a part of like just a customer that turned into a friend.
Sick.
Yeah, super cool. Comes in
Right.
all the time, just sometimes even to hang out in the back room with him.
Right. For
with
me,
him.
he's a friend and he's a mentor.
Him and
He's got a lot of. He's older. He's much older, right?
Yeah,
So
he's-
he's gone through it, and
ex-surgeon. He was like an open heart surgeon, right? And he had multiple business, very wealthy individual, super very business oriented. You pick his brain a lot, don't you?
yeah. If I've got something that I'm unsure about, and I can go to him and he can give me some answers. Like everybody needs one of those people in their lives that
Yeah.
they can trust and has more experience than them. And a lot of the times that's someone's father or mother, right? And I go to them for certain things, but in my life, I've surpassed. My family just doesn't do that. They weren't entrepreneurs. They worked for businesses. They stayed in the management positions and stayed there.
they don't have the hyper focused ADHD
no.
Excitement.
success
No, they don't.
excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
excitement.
no, they don't have. My father just doesn't have the same passion for just massive work ethic. He worked really hard on our house to get that up and going. He didn't have a lazy work ethic in any way, shape, or form, and neither did my mother. But they weren't entrepreneurs. It's just a different individual that is trying to accomplish those type of things.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what Harry is. Harry's he's been there. He's done that. So he's someone I can go to and be like, hey, what do you think? And he can give me a good answer, and it's something that I believe is true for most of the time.
He's a character. He's a character.
Yeah, he's
I
a
love
character. We should get Harry on the show.
him. No, that's illegal.
He's
Yeah.
coming in right now.
No. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, he'd be a good person to have.
No, that
He's
would-
very
he's awesome.
strong character.
You'd get the podcast shut down.
Demonetized.
Yeah, completely.
We're already demonetized.
Oh, okay.
I did before I wrestled Sage, I took and I just kind of like moved the label. I think I'm gonna blur it in editing. I don't know like if YouTube doesn't like that shit, but
Right, probably not.
Couple blood flow jokes
Yeah.
while he's rubbing up against me.
Nice.
You know,
Okay.
throw that in there.
That's what. Yeah, Sam mentions that a lot about rubbing up together, and that's his favorite time to use it.
No. Man.
Throws on the gray sweats for
Hey,
a nice
Austin's
little
not
leg
here,
day.
so I gotta pick on somebody
sure,
right
I
now.
made sure to bring the navy blue ones today for purpose.
Yeah,
Navy blue, you're a lot more concealed.
it's true.
Yeah, gray you're not.
Yeah.
It's open carry. It's like North Carolina. Glock on the side at Publix just while I'm getting my groceries. My bad, bro.
I was bringing up, the Sage Bender is the jiu-jitsu guy I just wrestled or rolled with, I should say. When I had him on the show, I asked him what he would do in in a gunfight because
Interesting.
jiu-jitsu guys and fighters usually are just very
Non-gun,
punch happy
yeah.
and they don't think about what somebody could have.
Right.
And then he just flashed me just right away with
Nice.
he had big old pistol right there.
Yeah, I keep 2 on me all the time.
2. Oh, okay. Akimbo.
Yeah.
Akimbo.
No, I saw the opportunity. I had to take it there.
There's a beautiful shooting range. Like, I don't know if you guys have been 8 minutes from here. I want to kind of not give it away, but
sure.
Yeah, right down the road.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful shooting range.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Bow and arrow type stuff.
Yeah. Eric's not from this side of town now, so.
I mean,
He got real quiet.
you live right around the corner. I love guns. I have
No, but
AR.
the 8-minute spot. You don't know the 8-minute spot.
Oh, no, I don't. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm not technically from here.
We gotta.
But he's had kava.
Yeah.
You haven't had kava,
Tripping, bro.
Hey,
You should do kava. It's it really does.
what is it supposed to provide?
So it's a natural painkiller. It provides the same symptoms of almost like a painkiller would. Reduces inflammation, this, that, the third. You drink it, it'll numb your lips, it'll numb your tongue.
Yep.
You'll realize you'll kind of sink in your seat a little bit. You'll move a little bit slower if the effects do work on your body.
Sounds like weed.
Yeah.
Without the numbing of the tongue and lips, right?
Not nearly as strong.
Yeah, the mental, it won't do the mental.
Got it.
It'll
All
do
body.
the body.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The mental can get, 4 months of nothing is gonna, if you decide to ever green up again, you're gonna feel it.
Oh, I will. And I decided when I do green up, it's going to be on a 420 episode, April 20th.
Wow, nice.
And I'm going to I'm going to have a couple moderators with me, people I know I can trust with carrying the conversation, but I'm going to get blazed.
That's around the corner.
Myself.
That's around the corner too. That's around the corner.
Yeah. April 20th.
Oh
God.
That's around the corner.
Yeah, man.
Mentally prepare yourself for that. Yeah.
Do you guys have anything you want to add about the brand specifically? Anything?
Brand's all him.
Yeah, I mean, we're at 23 products. Might be another one now.
You can buy them online too, right? If you really want.
Yeah, Frontline Formulations, separate entity from the store, right? So we turn around, we have our brand, right? And we sell it to our stores. You'd think, oh, well, it's your house brand. You're probably making a lot more money off that brand. No, we're not actually. The long-term plan, maybe down the road, eventually cut the stores a break. But, that's an important part to Frontline's success is that, our 9 stores sell a lot of it, right? We sell a lot of it because it's good. And that's really where we started. I think our first product was a product called Fentaburn. That was our second product right there. And that's what really got Frontline Formulations to take off. Pre-workout is massive. It's a big part of the supplement industry. You got your pre-workout and your protein, right? Those 2 things are what drives people to the store. I call it the movie ticket to the theater. And you got to have, right, the golden ticket on those 2 products. And that's definitely the golden ticket. It's affordable, not only for us cost-wise, but for the customer. A lot of these bro guys walk in, no offense, you'd probably be one of those guys, right? You walk in, you're gonna look at formula. You're gonna
DMA.
Yeah.
Dark energy.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna most of your guys, that are fairly educated, gonna look at the supplements and like look for a long list of things. They want the scooper to be 30 grams. They want to see 10 grams of citrulline. Want to see 5 grams of beta alanine. And what they don't know is that that's just really driving up the cost. It's anything past a certain dose, it's not going to make it any better. So having 6 grams of citrulline is, when you do your research, that's all you need. You don't need more than that. Same thing with beta alanine. It needs to be 3.2. And that gauntlet's a great representation of everything being a clinical dose, meaning when they went and tested the ingredient and it showed X amount of benefits, they tested it at this specific dose. That's a product that is specific to that dose on every single ingredient.
I have a question. Can we slap all natural just on it though?
Mm-hmm.
I think it might.
There's nothing on there.
That'd be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
We'll throw on all natural.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Could you really slap all natural on there? Of course you could, but
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I think everything in there just besides the, the sweetener But
Right.
you know, then if it had
perfect.
sugar, people would be
Everything.
like, "Oh, that's 6 grams of sugar. I'm not buying it."
Right.
So,
Yeah. There's always a win-loss from that.
Yeah, some of these formulas, you know, are you know, formulated with the customer in mind, but also, you know, what needs to actually really be in it. And
Yeah.
if it had no sucralose and it had sugar, well, then someone would complain about the sugar, and that's a lot. Just like yourself, you asked earlier, hey, I don't buy things that have sugar, right? And
Yeah.
that's why there's no sugar in there, and that's why there's sucralose. And then, well, we could have put stevia or monk fruit, right? Well, if people tasted that, they'd be like, nah, because it has a little aftertaste. No, I don't like that. What other ones do you have? So, you know, unfortunately, that's a part of the supplement industry, and things are formulated with by consumer demand.
Flavor in mind, and the, you know, the mass buying.
Yeah.
You know,
So, and you know, you want to take advantage of those things, and this product's definitely, again, affordable, and it's got everything you need at a clinical dose, and it just hits.
Mhm.
When I first opened the store, we're a store that would just sell by formulas. We'd pick up brands and sell them by, you know, what they had on the back. We were just like I was telling you, like, oh, we want to see crazy dosages, right? And then, you know, we came out with this, and we'd sell the customer the crazy dose thing that costs $60 that has twice as much ingredients as this, right? And then we'd start selling this, and they'd come back and be like, yeah, I like this. This is what I like. It was $15 cheaper than the other stuff y'all recommended, or 25, and I don't crash. I have great energy. I have the tingles. It tastes great. This is just enough. Like, this is all that I really need.
Yeah.
And that's when I really started believing in the brand. I was just like, okay, you know, there's really something here. And then I, you know, obviously started thinking more long term, like, hey, we open up more locations. Hey, we get someone else on the team to grow and expand the brand within, and get the footprint to extend. There's just so much potential.
you know, Gauntlet was my pre-workout of choice before I started getting free Red Bulls, and now it's just like one Red Bull before my workouts. With I do a little bit of that,
Right.
but this was a great pre-workout.
Right.
Gauntlet was.
Yeah.
I took those $60 crazy shit, you know, way over clinical dose. You don't really need it. I took, we brought up what dark matter is the name of it?
It would have been
the DMA.
Super bio freak.
I took that
it's like
bio
a
freak.
30 gram scooper. I mean, you look at the size of the scooper, and
Yeah.
it's just like, whoa.
Almost a protein powder, but it's a pre-workout.
And it's almost just like, that's what kind of destroys the industry itself, is like, people will take that stuff and then you feel a lot, right? But then where do you go from there? I mean, the adrenal glands are shot. You're not going to feel anything moving forward. And that's when you just got to take probably a 60 day break, not take anything, kind of do a adrenal gland reset where you become more susceptible to things, don't take any caffeine or stimulants, and then come back and just stay on something like this. And then when you're not feeling it as much, again, take a break, go with a caffeine free pre-workout, something that is just, something just for circulation and blood flow. Ultimately, you know, that's what really is going to increase performance, is getting more blood and oxygen to your muscles. Hence why you train. When you go to the gym, you contract your muscles back and forth, whether it's, you know, bicep curls or, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
You're contracting it back and forth and trying to get blood into there and get it to expand. Well, that product's something that increases that. So that's just more something that someone should take more long-term, and they're not going to build a tolerance to, and it's more effective and is more natural.
Yeah.
Especially if it's unflavored, right? It's not going to have the flavoring.
All the other extra stuff.
If the FDA cares, you could put natural on anything. It means nothing.
Pretty much nowadays.
We'll write it with permanent marker, and you know what I'm saying? Just on the ones on the front.
Yeah.
Right.
Natural.
Have Austin start doing that in the
Can't
back.
control them, but I can control what's in the products, and that's what we're trying to do the best that we
Even
can.
like I said, even the labeling and how the name is big, and
Right.
They did a good
it's
job.
the first
with
one I
that,
would look at.
Right.
It's the first one I would
And I'll
look
be
at.
honest, like most of these pump products, they used to always come in pills. Like that was like the standard. And when we came out with the powder, the dose is going to be much higher. So you're going to feel the ingredients more. When you bust open a couple of capsules, you know, there's not really much powder in those. And especially with like citrulline needing to be ran at like 6 or 7 grams, you're not going to get that in a capsule. That hogs up 6 capsules right there. So NO or pump products in a capsule, and a lot of supplements in general, really should come in a powder.
Beta alanine is one of my favorite feelings ever. The
ants.
The itches. I love it. The
I
ants.
call it the ants. I
You
like
know when you rub
customers-
your back against the bench and you're like, oh my God, that's great.
It always starts in the face for me.
Oh, the ears maybe?
Yeah, probably like there, and just I'm like, damn, all right, it's kicking. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kicking.
mine starts in my asymmetrical ears.
The fact you can, feel the difference between them is impressive.
Yeah. Emily's the same way. She just loves the tingles.
Yeah.
That's what she takes. Because again, late at night, you get off work, you want to stem up, but
Right.
you can only do that for so long. We talked about that. You can hit a pre-workout probably pretty late if you're young, but once you start getting older, bills start kicking in, mind starts floating around at night. Combine that with some caffeine and some alpha GPC, some things that give you some of the mental side and the mental clarity. That ends up being 11 o'clock at night staring at the ceiling. Sometimes that's when some caffeine free pre-workouts make a big difference, where you can get a little extra something, whether it's placebo or not. It doesn't matter. You feel like you're taking something, you want to go. But with that one, you actually feel it.
I'll tell you what, do not give me an Adderall. If I take Adderall, I feel like I can do anything, but in a controlled sense.
Never tried it.
Yeah.
Don't try it. You'll like it a lot.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Nah, I think I'd be kind of anxious if I took an Adderall.
I've taken Adderall twice in a school setting.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right.
I'd hit, I plan to work out accordingly as well.
Nice.
After this exam, I'm going to hit the gym. And
I've heard it's one of the best pre-workouts. Yeah.
I was talking to a lot of people in the gym though, and that's not like me.
Right.
It's like,
Really?
Yeah, I don't need any extra focus. Need to calm that down a little bit. And that's why we need something to be able to chill at night that doesn't give you a hangover, right? Doesn't make me more anxious and nervous. Right?
I know if you are a person who needs focus, if you do take Adderall, usually it'll do the opposite effect, which is the weirdest thing. But for a long time, they were pressing Adderall to the kids,
man.
Prescribing them. Oh, this kid can't focus because
Adderall.
I
mean, that's the
give them an amphetamine. Give it to them.
It's the money.
Like candy.
Yeah, it's the money behind it. It's the money. The more people they get to try it, it's kind of addictive, is it not? Isn't Adderall kind of addictive?
Yeah, it's very. I'm sure it's addictive.
Yeah.
I'm a very natural
Depends on
guy.
the person. If it's a desirable effect and
It
they
is
like it,
desirable.
of course they're going to want it. They're going to want it
Yeah.
every day. But I've taken that as a kid and for school, and of course, parents were recommended it by a doctor. No, he's having trouble, focusing. That's just because whatever I was focusing on, I wasn't interested in
At all.
So that's when the teaching needs to come in and be, let's get this kid interested. Like, how can we get him interested? And that's when my mom took initiative and started buying me Pokemon cards if I got better grades. And guess what? Those grades went up. I didn't need Adderall. Right?
Just needed some Pokemon cards?
Need some Pokemon cards.
Okay, I didn't know that about you. That's the 5-year-old secret there.
Yep. So yeah, I don't think
Pokemon
a lot of
cards.
these kids probably have no problem focusing.
Yeah.
It's just how and where and who's teaching in the setting of that particular place is probably not just for that individual. First answer is always in our country: Adderall, 5 ants. What else? What can he take? Let's rewind a little bit. Let's
the other problem with that is kids nowadays have a lot more exposure to technology and dopamine releases that we didn't have. Pokemon cards nowadays aren't going to excite a kid as much as they did for you, right? Because we didn't have phones, and
They need the 4K Nintendo Switch with Pokemon open world.
Right. Okay.
Hologram appears in front
Let's
of
get them
them.
the new Nintendo. Right. Let's get them. Hey,
that's also the downside to it, though, right? They're gonna just keep exposing themselves at such a young age to all this dopamine release. Let me not get into it, but these kids nowadays, man, I feel like when we were the ages that I see some of these kids nowadays, we had a little more brain on us. We did a little more, obviously better shape, right? Because we played outside and drank from the side hose.
I think that's the nature of every generation. They just want to,
Make
make the next generation
everything
look worse
easier.
and sound worse. And it's just like a habit. I swear, every generation does that.
I was just about to say, even, growing up, you and I are a very similar age. There was people saying that about our generation. And of course, there's always bad actors that are the same age as you.
Yeah.
Because we're here at the same time.
For sure.
Everybody, I think a kid will become who he's supposed to be or wants to be.
Yeah.
No matter if he was playing Switch or with cards. Maybe he's the guy who's going to open Southern Nutrition in Atlanta. Is there one in Atlanta already?
No.
Nah, Columbus would be.
Do a lot of Southern
close.
Nutrition owned by rappers in Atlanta.
Sheesh.
There's stores in Georgia, but not Atlanta.
Right.
Atlanta's too big.
Would you all ever go out
Maybe on the
west?
outskirts. There's some nice areas.
Let's do a San Diego store.
San Diego. Never been. I've heard the weather's nice.
Taxes are nice too.
Texas is really nice. Yeah, it's just hotter than hell.
Yeah.
The weather is extreme. I tell the guys all the time, like the sunshine here, and it's just the weather is great in Central Florida.
Yeah.
It's like sunshine every fucking day. In Florida,
Till summer
Texas
comes
was like
around.
the opposite. It was just fucking hotter than hell, colder than hell, windier than hell. Every day was just something different. Fucking snow and then extreme heat.
Dude, growing up in Iowa, just gray skies constantly.
That
It's not a
sounds
fun
depressing.
life. Yeah.
It's like England's like all the same thing,
Couldn't
right?
do
Like
it.
rainy all the time.
Nah, need the sunshine.
There has to be something to that. I don't think we give weather enough credit for affecting our mood
Yeah,
Nice.
directly.
Yeah.
that's just what I was thinking.
Alaska, I mean, everybody just 6 months out of the year, everybody's killing themselves. Then 6 months out of the year, they're
Everybody's happy.
not able to sleep. They're
Yeah.
happy, but not able to sleep because of
Right.
the sun.
Right.
Yeah, too cold.
Circadian rhythm's fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah. And now is your circadian rhythm on point?
Mediocrely.
Nice.
It's all right.
Okay.
Mediocre.
When
Yeah.
was the last time you did like a melatonin reset?
I don't take melatonin at all. But what's a melatonin reset?
Take some melatonin. It's something that you can take like as a supplement, and it's something in your body. If you take some, people get in the habit of taking it every night.
Mm-hmm.
I've found that it's much better just to take it for 5 days, right, in a row, and then take 2 days off and do that for like a couple of weeks.
Are you a big melatonin guy? You take melatonin?
It definitely helps me.
5 days a week?
We put some in the hypnosis. We put 2.5 microactive melatonin and then just your typical melatonin andros. So there's a blended proprietary dose of 2 different types of melatonin. So one's more of a fast, one's more of a slow release. That way you fall asleep, you stay asleep, and combine that with a few other sedatives like GABA or valerian roots. There's a clinical dose of vitamin D in there. So that sleep aid right there, that's just not your typical stuff. You take just 2 capsules, even though the product says on the back in terms of the directions, take 4. 99% of people just need 2 capsules of that. And they're like, wow. And that's one of those products that's just not talked about enough either. It's always pre-workout and protein.
But your sleep is all.
They feel it. Whatever they feel is what they buy. But us having little samples, we just give people little samples of it, right? And they can feel it and they come back and buy that. Hypnosis is one of the products that's, when I ran one of those popularity reports, that's up there too. That's very popular.
So right now you are at pretty much the peak working age, and also everything that's you have going for you is pretty much
Prime.
peaking up, prime.
Priming.
When it slows down and retiring and having somebody take over becomes a thing, you going to Jamaica?
I don't know. I've never been to Jamaica. I went to the Virgin Islands. Was unsatisfied with that. So anything that in that general direction, I'm weary about going back to.
I heard.
I like St. Pete. Honestly, it's an hour and a half drive. Yeah. Everything there is beautiful. Lots of little mom and pops that I can support. I love it down there. I'd like to visit Vegas. I don't know why. I don't
Vegas,
like to drink. Yeah, no, I don't like to drink, party, or gamble, but it's just exciting to go there. It's just lights and
it's just because of the
fucking action, bro. There's tons of people down there. I love the weather. It's hot as fucking hell, and then it's dry. There's hot and humid, sucks, but dry heat, as long as it's not like, because I went 2 years ago or a year ago and it was like 110 on my birthday. It was too fucking hot.
Yeah.
But usually I go there and it's like, it's like 95, but it's dry. So it's like, I like it. I like so yeah, Vegas is cool. Colorado is cool. Going skiing, went there December. That was great. I went up one time and then that was it. The wife didn't like it. She supposedly was like, I can do it this time. I'm going to be able to ski, because in previous times we went, she couldn't ski, and then she went with her family and got some smaller skis or something, quote unquote, and was able to, get down the mountain efficiently. We went this year and couldn't ski again. So she's not having a good time. I'm not having a good time.
Right.
So,
happy wife,
but it's
life.
Beautiful. If you've never been to Colorado, and particularly Breckenridge, it's like everything you'd imagine. You're like, I want to go skiing. Well, go there, because you're going to get like the ski experience, the town, the fucking mountain, the views. It's legit.
I had this guy named Mason Knox on the podcast. And he lives in Las Vegas. He wrote a book, and that's kind of like why I had him on, but he was a male stripper. And so he kind of like told me everything that goes on in Vegas. On the male stripper side of things.
I can only imagine.
And I'm like, all these stories, I'm just like,
Yeah, probably in shock.
Oh my God.
No.
Vegas, people go to Vegas for like insane reasons.
An experience.
Yeah.
Enough, and an out of world experience kind of type of
Yeah.
thing. You saw that big like a sphere that they're building in Vegas or something like
What are
that?
they building? Sphere for what?
It's like a sphere that's going to be like almost like an auditorium, right? Like an
I saw
auditorium.
that.
And it has like the craziest lighting and like television, like, like just visual
events.
effects.
Yep. I saw
For
that. It was like
events.
right outside my windows of wherever I stayed.
Yeah, it was like still being developed. But
Cool.
I think it's some crazy sphere. I don't know. I saw it on just, the Instagram the other day. Literally the news. Yeah, I saw it on the news.
Imagine the self-importance of us having this conversation and that sphere with just millions of people watching, and we're just sitting on 2 couches just shooting the shit about Testaplex and fucking melatonin, and
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody cheers when we're laughing.
The food's good down there too. They have a lot of like good restaurants down there.
Who's that one NBA player that
Luka Doncic. Yeah, he's
there's this NBA player who's homeless. He used to play on the Mavericks though.
yeah.
He's currently homeless?
Yeah.
I
Mavericks?
slept
Come
with
on.
LeBron's wife. Yeah,
He slept with LeBron's mom,
I can't think of his name.
which is equally as bad.
Delonzo or
Yeah. Delonzo.
yeah, he's,
something like that.
Didn't even hear
I think
about.
Mark Cuban saw him on the street, gave him some money and stuff. I saw that article.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a
I don't-
homeless NBA player.
He played for the
Yeah.
Mavs too, I think.
Wow.
Slept with LeBron's mom. Factual.
Yeah, he
That's
was
just-
decent for the Mavs. He
Yeah.
brought some offense and then just was out of the league. Just boom, done.
I think it was drug-induced homelessness for
Right.
sure.
Wow.
Like most.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shows how
I can't think
powerful
of his
shit is.
Yeah, Luka Doncic is great, but I was talking to my friend Kyle about this. I feel like I'm not allowed to support white NBA players because it's just too stereotypical to be like, if there's like a good white guy and I'm like, yeah, he's the fucking best.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I mean, where's he from?
Are you
saying this?
Where is he from? Lithuania? Where is he from?
some Russian European.
Yeah.
No, is it?
Is it European or Russian?
I think it's European.
Yeah, it's Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern Europe dominated that league over there at an early age as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
No,
His
we have
offensive game is crazy. Got to work on his defense, moving his feet.
I just feel like he doesn't care enough.
Yeah, it's a defensive weakness for sure, but his offensive game's like just insane. We'll see. He's young.
His build when he first came in, just being stocky,
Right.
Yeah.
and then seeing him play
Now.
like
He
he's
was
not
like,
stocky.
he was like lean when he came in. Then he came in. Now he's just like thick.
yeah,
shows
yeah.
what
He's leaned down a little bit again.
This
But
year,
yeah,
yeah.
I've seen some like. It's funny. We're talking about like he's been in the league forever, but it's been like fucking 3 years.
yeah.
No
But
way.
yeah, I remember seeing his first year, and he was
cracked.
thin. Now he's just thick, and now he's getting a little thinner.
Because he's eating American food now.
Maybe.
He's eating over here now. The calories
probably
in
eating
Europe
Fresh
are
Kitchen.
different. Yeah. I saw like I think it was a tweet not too long ago. Somebody like went to Europe full 30 days and ate like really, really, just whatever they wanted, right? But it was much cleaner food. He's like, I felt better. I didn't feel as, because if you just for 30 days here in the US eat out every day, chances are you're not going to feel so good towards the end of that month, just especially if you're not making the best of decisions. Food over there is supposed to be like, a little cleaner, just like less processed. I don't know. It's one of those things that like food is like, man, like there's so much money behind it that I feel like that's what's being prioritized. And it's disappointing. True. And it's disappointing because the health behind it is really what food should be. It's like fuel for your body, right? Mm-hmm. That's what it's supposed to be, at least.
That's how war starts, Sam.
Hey.
Better food. People are going to start getting mad, stepping on people's toes.
Europe
has better food.
Nowadays, it could be anything. Nowadays, it could be anything. Wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be my problem.
Never been, so I wouldn't know. But I want to go.
Yeah. I'm about to actually be in row 5 at the Magic game.
Tonight?
So, yeah, tonight. Orlando Magic.
Where are they playing?
Detroit Pistons. Last time we saw them, they were fist fighting.
Oh, right. That was the
second biggest altercation of all time.
Nice.
In the NBA. So
Signs,
let's see.
Meta, world peace.
Yeah.
Malice at the Palace.
Knocking out that random fan.
Yeah.
This guy was enjoying his beer and then he's like,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
that's a great clip.
Row
It's
5. That's
legendary.
exciting.
Yeah. If anything happens, I'm just gonna probably sit there and be introverted, but
Just remember that, all publicity.
Eating your popcorn.
No, all publicity is good publicity,
Right.
In case you get any ideas for the podcast, just wear a shirt,
True.
run out to the middle of the court, run back.
that's why I always tell people I love Andrew Tate and everything he stands for.
Uh-oh.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Southern Nutrition, you guys are great. I will have tags in the description.
Awesome. Thank
Erik
you.
and Sam, I appreciate you guys stopping by. This is Sam's 4th episode.
I think that might be a record, right?
I've had 1 or 2 reoccurring,
Nice.
but you're definitely you're up there.
Means a lot.
Yeah, you're on the chart. You're on the top chart.
I'm
Nice.
glad you got a record for something. You needed that. Impressions went through the roof lately.
Take some ashwagandha for that.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, bro, for sure.
Yeah, much love. Signing off. We'll see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe, you bozos. Peace.
Peace.